Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live after 5 a.m. and it is Friday. And we are one day after binary code. How many people are enlightened with binary now? Very good. Can be learned. Is that correct? Binary can be learned. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Everything can be learned if you sit and stop, slow down in life, and study what you're doing. Okay? If you want to be a millionaire, you need to stop and study what millionaires do to become millionaires. And if you do that, guess what? You're going to become a millionaire, which, by the way, I highly encourage. Find a millionaire, study what they do, and become a millionaire. Okay? All right, today we're going to go ahead and have some fun. Let's go quickly do this play pause button. Number one, we're going to get it to toggle back and forth between play and pause images. Okay? The second thing we're going to do is actually make it pause, play, and pause the clock. Are you with me? Okay. And then we're going to put in some players here. I'm going to get rid of this black hole because that's pretty nasty. We're going to have a ball bounce around the screen. And I think we should put in some players over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Drawing animation, image sprite, player. Which one is this? Am I on? Uh-oh, I'm on period 6. Okay. My projects, let's go to period 1. Period 1. All right, this is period 1. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys how to do also is I want to show you how to make this green go to this perfect Carolina blue here. I want to show you how you can match up things. You don't have to just use, where are these colors at? Let's go click on this guy. You don't have to just use these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 colors. You guys with me on that? You can make the actual colors. You can make these really cool colors. You guys with me? Okay. I want to show you how to make this color. Let's put in a player in here. So drawing animation. I'm going to put an image sprite over here. And I'll put a guy over here. Okay. One of these guys, image sprite 2, I guess I'm going to call Gonzaga. It's going to be my Gonzaga player. And image sprite 1, this is going to be my UNC player. I'm going to change these up here so that this home is going to be called Gonzaga, :0. And then this up here is going to be called UNC. Kind of did that backwards. Oops. UNC :0. Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to have 3 image sprites. I'm going to put in players in here, basketball players from the UNC game. What players do we want? Let's have like Joel Berry versus the UNC. Let's say Nigel William Goss over here. I can go get those players. Or what we could do is we could just do like the mascot, Gonzaga mascot, and the UNC Tar Heel mascot. You with me? We could do that. That'd be cool. Or we could get actual players. Okay, we can decide what we want to do today or Monday. These are not really called the correct thing, so I'm going to rename these. This guy is going to be called LBL UNC. And this guy over here, I kind of switched up Gonzaga and UNC. It doesn't really matter who's home and away. Are you with me? So I'm going to call this guy LBL Zags. Gonzaga is the Zags. Okay. I'm just renaming some stuff. All right. So we'll go ahead and upgrade those players. We'll go ahead and find those in a little bit. Let's go ahead and do the play pause button. Or do you want to do the color first? Let's go ahead and do the color first. All right, so I'm going to go into my documents and I'm going to go get my basketball court. Quarter 4, sound decision, there it is. Okay, everything's in here. All right, so there's my basketball court right here. I'm going to edit this with GIMP. And now you're going to need like a little post-it note or something to write on. Okay. Because your brain is going to have a hard time remembering the 3 numbers in RGB. Okay. So that pulls up. We're going to open it up in GIMP. And there it is. Okay. Now, which one is it? Fuzzy select tool. Oh, it's the paint dropper. Does everybody see this little paint dropper up here? Okay. See, it looks like a little ear dropper. My mom used to put like eardrops in my ears when I was little. We were always at the swimming pool. You guys ever had to put eardrops in your ears to get rid of water out of your ears? Yes, no, maybe? Selena, yes? Okay. So do you guys see this paint dropper? Watch this. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go click on my paint color that I want. Notice here's the tan. If I want it to be tan, okay, there it is. There's the blue, there's the black, there's the white, okay. So I'm going to go click on this blue, and then I'm going to go right here. Now, I'm going to go into my colors. Do you remember we studied RGB this year? Okay, 0 to 255. So this blue color right here, this Carolina blue, is 86, 86 in the red, 167, 249 in the blue. So I'm going to write that down. RGB is 86, 167, 249. Do you guys see how I did that? Let's say you wanted the tan. So you go back here, select the tan, go back to this color. There's that tan color of the court. That tan color is 224, 201, 167. Could we color it tan? Yeah, I can color it whatever color I want. I want the blue. So now, okay, I'm going to color this top up here blue, and I'm going to color this bottom blue. You with me? So what's this called? HA scoreboard and HA lower panel. Okay, so now when I start my game, screen 1 initializes it, right? When I start the game, I want to color it. So I'm going to go get HA scoreboard, and I want to set its back color. And I want to go get HA lower panel and set its background color. Okay, now all we do is go into colors, and I make my color. Do you guys know what numbers I'm going to put in there? I'm going to put in 86 in the red, 167 in the green, and I'm going to put in 249 in the blue. There's a lot of blue in there. That makes sense because it's a bluish color. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this, put it right there, and now I just colored those both blue, the Carolina blue. It's going to be the exact same color as my basketball court. Pretty cool. Do you guys see how I did that? Isn't that pretty cool? So now you can go into GIMP and get any color you want. Okay? All you do is use that paint dropper, you click on it, you go get the RGB value of it, you put those RGB values in your computer. Pretty cool? Not that hard, right? It's kind of like binary code, right? Once you learn the system, it's not as hard as you think it is to create very good colors. All right. So that sets the color. By the way, it's not going to color until you run your app on your tablet. Okay? Yes.
Dylan will be coming to class today. He's on his way now.
Super. Okay. All right. So let's go click on the play pause button. Okay? I'm going to click on the play pause button. What do we want to happen when we click on play pause? Play and pause the game, right? Duh. Okay, we want it to play and pause the game. So it's going to play and pause the timer, right? Okay. So, in order for me to do that, I need to create a variable. Okay? So I'm going to create, does everybody remember how we created a variable? Okay? And who's making all the noise in the background? Jay, what is the problem? Do you have to go to the restroom or something or what? I mean, you're making all kinds of noise. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. It's like you're getting attacked by a squirrel or something back there. Okay? All right, so I'm going to call this play underscore pause underscore count. I have to have a counter because every time I click the button, I'm going to count how many times I click the button. Are you with me? And if the count is even, I can do play, and if the count is odd, I can do pause or vice versa. I don't care how you figure it out. You with me? But I do want to count how many times I hit that button. Do you guys know the cool thing about counting and adding 1 is that every other time it goes odd, even for eternity? Have you guys ever realized that? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 is even. Plus 1 is 3. 3 is odd. Plus 1 is 4. 4 is even. And there's a pattern to it. Odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, right? Kind of cool. Pay attention to patterns in math. Very important. So what I'm going to do here is every time I click the play pause button, I'm going to set this play pause count to be play pause count plus 1. I'm going to go to my math. Remember how we added with our math? And I'm going to go into my variable. And I'm going to get my play pause count, and I'm going to add 1 to it. Okay? Now, buckle up. This next part's going to get confusing. And it takes an experienced programmer like me to figure it out. Okay? So once I show you this once, this will be a good thing to have in your repertoire. Jade, you can't see, right? So you have a laptop, right? You know the cool thing about laptops? They're able to be moved. So you're allowed to pull your laptop. Just unplug your laptop, get up here and move, and come and sit on a cube on this little desk right here. And now you can be 3 feet away from the board instead of 23 feet away from the board. Did we just solve the problem? Did I just solve the problem? Problem is you can't see. Okay, how do we solve it? You move closer so you can't see. Okay, you just went 1 foot closer. Move up here and sit at this desk. Okay. Solve the problem. All right, watch this. So we're going to do a control if here. If we're odd or if we're even. And I'm going to do an else if also. Okay? I really could get away with just an if and an else, but I want to show you how to do this. So, I think we need an equal to sign in here. And there is something in your math box called a modulus. Scroll down and look for something. There it is, modulo. Okay? Okay, so moduluses are pretty cool. Do you guys ever remember doing long division, where you had a box and you had 3 on the outside and you had 48 on the inside, and how many times did 3 go into 48, and what was the remainder, and you did that big R remainder? Okay. Um, well, here it is right here. It's on my board still. So like 3 goes into 7 how many times? 3 goes into 7 2 times. What's the remainder? 1, right? 3 goes into 8 2 times. What's the remainder? 2, right? 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 goes into 8 2 times with a remainder of 2. 3 goes into 9 how many times? 3 times. What's the remainder? 0. So the modulus looks at the remainder all the time. It doesn't matter how many times you're dividing into something. It doesn't care. All it does is look at the remainder. So when I take this count, okay, so I'm going to go get my PlayPause count, and let's divide that count by 2. Mathematically, let's divide it by 2. Why am I dividing it by 2? Because we only care about odd or even. And if you divide any number by 2, it's either going to have a remainder of 1 or 0. If it's odd, it's going to have a remainder of 1. If it's even, 2 is going to go in there evenly, and it's going to have a remainder of 0. Okay? So let's do a comment here. You guys don't have to do this. Use the modulo to find out if count is odd or even. Okay, that's all I'm going to do here. So if I divide the number by 2, I'm either going to get 0 or I'm going to get 1. Okay? And if it's 0, it's even. And if it's 1, it's odd. And we don't really care. We just know it's going to be odd or even. Okay? So now let's pick out what we want to do here is we want to change the image. So we're going to go down into this button and we're going to change the image. Set PlayPause image to be. And here we'll set PlayPause image to be. And now you go get a text box and duplicate that down here. Okay, now here's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, you have to find out the exact. Remember we studied zeros and ones yesterday? Can we be exact with zeros and ones? Yes. We can replicate and duplicate zeros and ones precisely and exactly. Even if you have 4 million zeros and ones, I could duplicate those 4 million zeros and ones exactly the same way with the pattern of zeros and ones. Whatever that pattern is, you with me? That's why, do you have to be exact when you have a password? Yeah, it's got to be exact. Why? Because the zeros and ones have to line up. Okay? Do you guys realize from yesterday that all letters are just simply numbers? Who learned that from yesterday? All letters are really numbers. Even numbers are not numbers. They're different numbers than the numbers you see. That's mind-blowing, right? Remember 0 was 48 and 1 was 49? 2 is 50? Wow, that's mind-blowing, isn't it? Okay, so what I have to do now here is go into my designer, okay? And this pause button is pause-icon-18.png. Are you with me on there? What's the play button? Did we put a play button in? There's pause. Oh, there it is. Video play icon. Okay, so I'm going to take my phone out and I'm going to take a picture of these so I get them exactly correct. You guys see what I'm doing? Okay, so I just took a picture of that with my phone, and now I go back into my blocks, and we really don't care here. So I guess the first one I'm going to make play, and this guy is going to get changed to video. Now you guys cannot copy down what I do here. Are you with me? You have to go get the exact name of the icon that you put in for your play pause button. Are you with me on that? Okay. To be honest with you, I think if we were smart, we would probably go right here and just rename these. Okay, let's just keep this really simple. Let's call this guy pause. And let's call it, what should we call this guy? What's a simple name here? Play, right? This guy is pause PNG. This guy is play PNG. Now I'm going to go back to my device. Okay, I'm going to go to my designer, and I'm going to delete these guys because the names are too complicated for me. Okay, delete that. Pause, delete. Okay, and now I'm going to go into my image, upload, choose a file. Period 1, and there it is. Play, open. Let's go do it again. Upload, choose a file. Pause, open. Does it work? Yeah, they work. Okay, now this is going to be much easier on our coding. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that video. This is going to be play.png. Okay, the next one is going to be pause.png. Okay, boom. So when it's even, we're going to play it. When it's odd, we're going to pause it. And actually, that works out pretty good. I like that because it's probably going to start out at 0. And remember when we started the game? We started the game with the song playing. So if it starts out at 0, the next press should be pause, and that makes sense to me. We didn't think about that, but yeah, that accidentally happened, and you can control that. So now, all you have to do is go down to your clock game time, and you can turn it on and turn it off. So set timer enabled to true and false. Remember how to do that? All you have to do is click on your white space and hit true. Okay. So this is pause, so that's going to be false. Copy and paste this. And that is play, so that's going to be true. Done. So you just change the images. Hi. You want to build an app with us today? You want to build an app with us today? It is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that is my play pause button on how to professionally change the image. Every time you click and it goes to play. You click again, it goes to pause. You turn the player off. Okay. Should we play and pause the song also? Don't we have a song playing? Yeah. So we could play and pause the song. I thought we had to play our background song. We could yeah, there you go. Start. This guy starts the song. And let's go to play pause again, or background song, and pause the song. So now I pause the clock and I pause the song. I played the clock, I played the song. Pretty cool on that? Was that hard? It's not too bad. If you just sit and stop and think, I know that sounds weird. You can just go through your day without thinking. Isn't that weird? Even when you go to school, you could go to school and come here and not even think. Not think deeply. You got to think about what you want to do and what you want to create here. Okay? It's like, have you guys ever gone home? Have you guys ever studied yourself before? Done a personality study on yourself? You need to do that. Stop and do a personality study on yourself and start studying yourself to see, what do you like, what do you don't like. And then, before you start doing all this stuff about making these big decisions about what you want to be in life, you need to go start studying yourself first. Don't study career, study yourself first. Stop and sit and study yourself. Okay, so should we go put some cool players in here and then make one player move? It's really simple to drag one of them. The other one's going to be more in depth, and we might get into it on Monday. We may not. The dragging is very simple. So let's go get two players or two icons for these images in here. Okay, this guy here. Let's go get a player here. Should we get actual players or should we get mascots? Mascots. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get UNC mascot. Images. There he is. There he is right there. All right, there he is right there. Bam. View image. Right click, save image as. Done. Okay, let's go back here and get Gonzaga. I think they're the Bulldogs, aren't they? Yeah, they're the Bulldogs. Oh, look at this guy. He's even facing to the right. Ooh, that guy's already a PNG. I love it. Save image as. Okay. So let's go back into our app. Let's go here. What's a good size for this guy? Maybe 36 by 36. Is that the same size as the ball? 36 by 36. I'm going to go to image, upload, choose a file. The Bulldog. See if he goes in. Yes, he does. Oh, that guy looks good. Nine minutes left. Looks like the ball's a little big now. Are you with me? So let's maybe go to 24 by 24 here on the ball. Okay, that looks good. And it looks like UNC is going to need some color. I got to get rid of the background. So I got to edit this guy in GIMP. Got to go do some editing in GIMP. Bless you. There's my guy in GIMP. I want to get rid of this gray background, right? So we're going to go to Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers. Right click, add the alpha channel, color pick the gray, and hit delete. Did it delete anything on the inside? No, it looks pretty good. Okay. I may want to crop this guy. Do you guys see how there's a lot of gray around him? Okay. Anytime you see a lot of excessive gray, you want to crop those guys. I just learned it just works out a lot better. Okay. So I'm going to go File, export this guy as my Tar Heel. Can't be a JPEG. What's it have to be? PNG. Convert it to a PNG, export it. There you go. And let's go in here. Let's set this guy to be 36 by 36. That way it won't jump really big on us. And choose a file, my Tar Heel. Okay, very good. I see them. Everybody see them on there? Now, so what I'm going to do is just teach you how to drag this guy up and down. And did everyone go and play the game of Pong the other night? You're supposed to do a usability study on Pong. Okay, homework over the weekend. Play the game of Pong. Okay, everybody in here has to play the game of Pong over the weekend because this is really what we're making is a game of Pong. The ball is going to bounce around the screen, and I'm going to get it to bounce off my Tar Heel. And if it hits the Gonzaga Bulldog, it will bounce off the Bulldog and go back the other way. You guys with me on that? So this is essentially the game of Pong. Therefore, your homework assignment is to play the game of Pong. 30 points. You have to play the game of Pong over the weekend. Okay, let's add that assignment right now. Okay. Week 4. Thought I had it in there, didn't I? Do a usability study on Pong. There it is. Okay, activity, 30 points, post, all, select, done. Play the game of Pong, P-O-N-G. Okay, so now we have a few minutes left. What I want to do here is I want to drag my image sprite UNC player. So I'm going to drag him. And when you drag him, you want him to move. Okay, so you're going to go down here and you want him to move too. All right. Now, do we want him to move left and right, up and down? Or we want him just to move up and down? Just up and down. Yes. Xander, you're going to guidance, bud. Okay, so not previous. You just want to go to your current Y and move him to the current Y, and then we're going to go back here and set his X. Do you guys like where he's at right now? What's his X positioning right now? His X positioning is 402. You guys with me on that? So all I do is I go back here and I'm going to set this mathematical. This guy will never move off 402 then. You with me? And now you're going to drag and that Tar Heel is going to move up and down with your finger. Was that hard to do? Yeah, if you wanted him to go left and right, yeah, you could. You would set your, you would say current X up here, okay? If you wanted him to go left and right, you would just go get a current X and put it in here, and then you would set your Y to be something stagnant, somewhere where it will never changes. This is a constant. It's always going to be 402. You with me? This guy is a variable. Variable means to change. This guy is going to constantly be changing. And when you move your finger, it's changing with your finger. Okay? That's how you would move left and right. I don't want mine to move left and right. I want it to be on the 402, and I want it to go up and down, so I'm going to put the Y back in. Okay? That's it. That's all I want to do for today. Who learned something today? How to set a professional color. That was cool. Not hard. You learned how to do a very good thing and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you learned how to change the button cover to be play PNG and pause PNG. You learned how to play and pause the song and the clock. And then down here, you just simply drag your player and you're moving him up and down like the game of Pong. Okay? Next week, Monday, I'm going to give you one more day on this, right? If we wanted to, we could have the ball bounce off the player. Should we do that? That's how much time we have left? 4 minutes. We could actually do that. So we could say if the ball collides with, and if the other, okay, so if the other sprite is equal to, what's our player name? UNC sprite. Then what do you want the ball to do? If the ball hits the player, what should it do? Should bounce, right? Ball should bounce. So you go back to your ball and say, hey, ball, what I want you to do, I want you to bounce. Last night I took an L, but tonight I bounced back. Right, you got to bounce back, right? Okay. Image sprite UNC. It's all the way at the bottom. What's that? It's in image sprite UNC all the way at the bottom. And then I got to do an else if here. And I'm going to copy this one. And if it bounces off, if it hits the Gonzaga guy, what do you want me to do? Bounce. Okay, now this gets complicated, and we're going to have to create an array list here. And we're out of time. So Monday, I need to show you how to do array list and how to create an array list and put. You got to think about this weekend. I want you to sit down and draw out if the player hits your guy, what edges can you go to? Can you go to all the edges? No, it doesn't make sense to go to every edge. Are you with me? So, for example, let me just show you this real quick before you leave. If I come in here and hit this guy, the UNC Tar Heel, I want to start going to the left, not backwards to the right. Are you with me? It wouldn't make sense. So this is 1, 2. It wouldn't make sense to go to 2. It wouldn't make sense to go to 3. And it wouldn't make sense to go to 4. So then you have to start thinking about where can I go to? It makes sense to go to 1, -1, -2, -3, -4. You only want to let it go to 1, -2, -3, -4. Okay? Have a nice weekend. Draw that out if you can. We'll talk to you on Monday.